Have you ever stopped to wonder, how did our world, this massive, beautiful, and complex planet, come to be? As we stand on this spinning globe, it's fascinating to ponder its origins. Was there a cosmic recipe that, when stirred by the hands of time, yielded this vibrant sphere we call home? Or perhaps it was a grand cosmic accident, a chance collision of matter and energy that, over eons, gave birth to our world. Understanding the formation and evolution of our world is more than just an intellectual exercise. It's a journey that allows us to appreciate the beauty and complexity of the present. It's a testament to the resilience of life, to the relentless march of time, and to the incredible forces that shape everything we see and experience. So, are you ready for a journey? Buckle up and set your time machines. Let's travel back in time to the very beginning, when our world was just a cloud of dust and gas in the cosmos. Imagine a time around 4.6 billion years ago, a time when the universe was a vast nebulous soup of cosmic particles. In this cosmic soup, a particular cloud of gas and dust began to draw together under the influence of gravity. This is where our story begins. This nebula, or star nursery if you will, began to condense under its own gravitational pull. Think of it like a celestial dust bunny, attracting more and more particles until it grew denser and hotter. As it continued to shrink and heat up, it formed what we call a protostar at its core. Now, this protostar was not a star just yet. It was like a teenager, still growing and maturing. It was in the throes of a cosmic puberty, not quite a mature star, but no longer a nebula. It was in this stage that our sun was born, igniting into a full-fledged star when nuclear fusion kicked in. But what about the planets? Well, while the sun was going through its fiery birth, the remaining material in the nebula began to clump together. These clumps of rock and gas began to orbit the newly formed sun, slowly growing in size as they collected more and more material. It was a cosmic game of Katamari Damacy, with these planetary embryos growing larger and larger. Over time, these planetesimals collided and merged, forming the planets of our solar system. It was a process of cosmic natural selection, survival of the fittest, with the biggest planetesimals attracting more material and growing larger. One of these planets, the third one from the sun, was our very own Earth. But it was not the lush blue planet we know today. It was a hot, molten mass, bombarded by asteroids and comets. But within this chaotic environment, the seeds for life were being sown. And so our world was born, but it was a far cry from the beautiful blue planet we know today. This was just the beginning of a long, fascinating journey towards becoming the world we call home today. Welcome to the Archean Eon, a world far from what we know. Let's take a step back, about 4 billion years, to a time when the Earth was a fiery youngster. The atmosphere was a hot mess, literally. Thick clouds of water vapor, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen gases were the order of the day. Oxygen was as rare as a dodo bird, and the sky, well, it was probably a hazy shade of orange. Not exactly a vacation spot, unless you're a fan of extreme heat and a lack of breathable air. But it wasn't all doom and gloom. This was the era that saw the formation of the oceans. As the Earth cooled, the water vapor in the atmosphere condensed and fell as rain, and it rained and rained for thousands of years. Eventually, the rain filled up the basins on the Earth's surface, creating the first oceans. The oceans were a murky soup of chemicals, but they were also the cradle of life. And speaking of life, let's talk about the first signs of it. In this hostile environment, life started as simple organisms. We're not talking about dinosaurs or sharks. Nope. The first life forms were much simpler and way less terrifying. They were microscopic, single-celled organisms, probably similar to modern bacteria. These little guys were the pioneers, the trailblazers. They thrived in the extreme conditions, using the chemicals in the water to create energy. They were the first to figure out how to survive and reproduce in this chaotic world. And they did it all without brains or even a single thought. Talk about overachievers. So there you have it, the Archean Eon. It was a time of intense change and incredible resilience. A time when the Earth was finding its footing and life was just beginning to take hold. From this primordial soup, life began to emerge, setting the stage for a remarkable evolution. Fast forward through eons of time. We land in the Proterozoic era, the time when the Earth's crust had cooled down enough to form a solid shell, but the planet was still a hot, barren wasteland. This era was the cradle of life, where the first unicellular organisms took their baby steps into existence. Imagine, if you will, a world filled with these simple organisms, just floating around, not a care in the world. It's like the world's first and possibly most peaceful pool party. Then, as if someone flipped a switch, we move into the Paleozoic era. The party got a little wilder. Life decided to up the ante, evolving into complex organisms and moving onto land. It was the era of the first vertebrates, the first plants, and the first insects. Imagine a world where bugs were the size of birds, and fish were the new kids on the block. It was a time of trial and error, with nature throwing everything at the wall to see what would stick. Next stop, the Mesozoic era, famously known as the Age of the Dinosaurs. Now this was a wild time, my friends. The earth was teeming with life, with lush green forests and vast oceans. The dinosaurs were the kings and queens of the land, sea, and air. They were the rock stars of their time, living large and in charge. But as we know, all good things must come to an end, and the reign of the dinosaurs ended with a bang, quite literally, in the form of a massive asteroid. Following the unfortunate demise of our dinosaur friends, we arrive at the Cenozoic era, the age of mammals. It's the era we're currently in, and boy, has it been a roller coaster. After the dust from the asteroid impact settled, mammals took center stage. They evolved into a diverse array of species, from the tiny shrew to the mighty elephant. And let's not forget about us humans. We made our grand entrance during this era, and we've been making waves ever since. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. The Earth went through major climate changes, moving from a hot, tropical world to an icy, glacial one. These changes led to several mass extinction events where many species couldn't adapt fast enough and met their untimely end. It's a grim reminder of the impermanence of life and the constant cycle of birth, evolution, and extinction. Throughout these eras, life evolved in fascinating and unexpected ways, adapting to the ever-changing environment. It's like a never-ending dance, with life and the earth as dance partners, moving in sync to the music of time. And let's not forget about our beautiful planet. The earth was not just a passive observer in all this, it was an active participant, shaping and reshaping itself through tectonic movements, volcanic eruptions, and climate changes. The result is the diverse landscapes we see today, from towering mountains to deep ocean trenches. As life evolved, so did our world, shaping and reshaping itself into a variety of landscapes. And here we are in the Holocene epoch, or as we like to call it, the Age of Humans. In the blink of a cosmic eye, we've made our mark on this planet. We've gone from humble hunter-gatherers to architects of civilization. We've built skyscraping towers that pierce the clouds and sprawling cities that glimmer in the night. We've carved roads through mountains and tunneled bridges under seas. We've tamed rivers, harnessed the power of the wind and the sun, and we've even split the atom. But with great power comes great responsibility. For all our advancements, we've also left scars on this world. We've caused species to go extinct, we've polluted our oceans and air, and we've triggered a change in the very climate of our planet. Our world has been shaped by our hands, for better or worse. We've transformed forests into farmland to feed billions. We've lit up the night sky with artificial light, obscuring the stars that once guided our ancestors. We've created a world that is interconnected, where information travels at the speed of light, and where distances have become almost meaningless. Yet, for all our power and knowledge, we are still part of this world, not masters of it. We are still bound by its laws, still dependent on its ecosystems, still vulnerable to its changes. And as we look to the future, we must remember this humbling truth. We've come a long way since our ancestors first walked upright. From the savannas of Africa to the surface of the moon, we've journeyed far. But we're not done yet. We still have much to learn, much to achieve, and many challenges to overcome. We are the architects of our own destiny. We are the shapers of our world. And as we move forward, we must do so with care, wisdom, and a sense of responsibility. For the world we inherit is not just ours, but it belongs to those who will come after us. Our world has come a long way, but the journey of evolution is far from over. What does the future hold for our planet? It's a question that has captivated the minds of scientists, philosophers, and dreamers alike. As we peer into the vast, uncharted territory of tomorrow, we find ourselves standing on the precipice of countless possibilities. Imagine a world where our cities are powered entirely by renewable energy. Vast solar farms and towering wind turbines dot the landscape, harnessing the power of nature to fuel our technological advancements. Electric cars glide silently along the roads, and our buildings are self-sustaining, designed with green roofs and walls that breathe life back into urban environments. Or consider a future where technology and nature unite. Bioengineering could shape the way we interact with our surroundings. Trees might glow with bioluminescence, replacing street lamps. Synthetic biology could develop organisms designed to clean our air and water. Yet we must remember that these visions of the future are not guaranteed. They hinge on our collective commitment to sustainable practices. It's a commitment that begins with each of us, from recycling and composting to supporting renewable energy and demanding sustainable products. The future health of our planet also relies on our willingness to adapt. Climate change, if left unchecked, could drastically alter our world. Rising sea levels could redraw coastlines, while shifting weather patterns could transform lush landscapes into barren desert. But let's not forget, adaptation is in our DNA. From the dawn of humanity, we've faced challenges and emerged stronger. We've evolved, innovated, and persevered. It is this same spirit of resilience that we must tap into now as we navigate the future of our world. As we move forward, let us remember that the choices we make today will shape the world of tomorrow. Let's choose sustainability. Let's choose resilience. Let's choose a future where our planet thrives. Only time will tell what the future holds, but one thing is certain. Our world will continue to evolve, with or without us. So, we've journeyed from a cloud of cosmic dust to the world we know today. What an odyssey it's been, hasn't it? From the fiery birth of our planet, through the eons of evolution, to the modern world we inhabit today, and even a glimpse into the future. Each phase, a significant chapter in the grand narrative of our Earth. We started with the birth of the world, a swirling mass of cosmic dust and gases, coming together under gravity's relentless pull. The heat and pressure of this process eventually kindled the fire of creation, giving birth to our molten Earth. Then we ventured into the Archean Eon, the Earth in its infancy, a volatile landscape of molten rock and ceaseless volcanic activity. Yet, amidst this chaos, life found a way. The first primitive cells emerged, laying the groundwork for all future life. From there, we traced the evolution through the eons. How the first multicellular organisms made the leap from the oceans onto land, how dinosaurs ruled the planet, only to be wiped out in a cataclysmic event, paving the way for mammals and eventually us, humans. And in the modern world, we saw how human civilization has progressed at an unprecedented pace. From discovering fire to splitting the atom, from cave paintings to the internet, we've come a long way. But this progress has come at a cost that our planet has borne. We then looked into the future, a future that is in our hands. We have the power to shape this future, to ensure that our planet continues to thrive. But why does all of this matter? Why should we care about how a bunch of cosmic dust turned into our world? Well, understanding our planet's history gives us context. It helps us appreciate the immense timescales involved and the countless events that had to happen just right for us to be here. It humbles us, reminding us that we are but a tiny part of a much larger, grander story. And as we move forward, this understanding also equips us to make informed decisions about our planet's future. We are the stewards of this world, and it's our responsibility to ensure that it remains a thriving, vibrant home for future generations. And so, we wrap up this journey through time, a journey that has spanned billions of years and countless events. It's been quite a ride, hasn't it? And as we stand on this blue dot, spinning in the vastness of space, let's not forget how far we've come and how much further we can go. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and most importantly, keep wondering.